Yo, what's up, class? Just back at it again with the second recording of this of our new remote learning process. So yesterday, you guys were charged with writing bullet point format or paragraph format. Like pretty much what are you afraid of, or what's on your thoughts, what's on your mind regarding all of this kind of stuff. Of course, we mentioned that Jesus became one of us, and because of that, we don't have a God or somebody that we can turn to who has gone through pretty much everything that we've gone through. He has went through it all, fought for it all, and came out victorious over everything. So whatever you're going through, you can turn to God, you can turn to Jesus, and know that he's already been through it. So I think I used the example yesterday of you in a relationship and your boo, your bae cheated on you. And it's a lot easier to kind of talk to somebody who went through the same thing versus somebody who has the perfect relationship. Where the same thing is true with God, man. Is when we're going through all of this stuff that we're going through in this world, we can turn to somebody who's already went through it, and he's already went through it, and it didn't destroy him. It didn't knock him down. It didn't defeat him. He went through it, and came out on the other side of it prosperous with the victory. And that's kind of like what we want. We want to go through stuff, but on the other side of us going through it, we want to go through it and be okay, and go through it and still have the victory. And that's what Jesus did, and that's what we can turn to and confide in him, and knowing that not only did he go through this, but he went through it and went through it well and came out on the other side that much better. So today we want to, the second part of it from that scripture, I'm going to read the scripture again. Hebrews chapter 2, verse 14 and 15 tells us, because God's children are human beings made of flesh and blood, the Son also became flesh and blood. For only as a human being could he die, and only by dying could he break the power of the devil, who had the power of death. Only in this way could he set free all who have lived their lives as slaves to the fear of dying. So the three takeaways, or the first takeaway that we got from this particular scripture came that said Jesus became one of us. And I told you that this is significant because, you as teenagers need to know that even in the middle of all of these fears and dangers in the world, that we have a God who empathizes with us. He became one of us and understands the dangers of all kinds that we are facing. Well, number two on today is Jesus died to break the power of death and the devil. Jesus died to break the power of death and the devil. As humans, Jesus could die for other humans. As God, that payment for sin was infinite. Jesus died as a human sacrifice for all of humanity's sins. And when he died, he destroyed death and defamed the devil. Now listen to this, man. I love this part. What I come to understand from this particular scripture is that death lost his bite and Satan lost all of his teeth. Have you ever seen somebody, man, that's trying to eat and they don't have any teeth in their mouth? It's real tough, man. And all they are limited to is Jello, or all they can eat is, some kind of soup or something that they don't have to chew on. And that's what happened with Jesus. No matter whatever happened to have that person lose their teeth, the fact of the matter is that they can't really bite. They can't chew. They can try, they can kind of talk a good game like they're going to do this, but they can't really do anything to you. They can't really hurt anybody because they don't have any teeth. And the same is true with the devil, man. The devil talks a good game, man. Excuse me. The devil talks a good game. And that cough, I don't have a corona. So don't be looking at me like, hey, PT got the corona. He got the corona. No, man, just a little cough. That's it. I'm straight. Trust me. But anyway, but the same is true with the devil, man. He talks a good game. He, may try to threaten you and do all of this kind of stuff, man, cause all of this commotion and chaos in the world and all of this kind of stuff. And really his only means or weapon is fear. He tries to get us fearful to think that he is bigger than he really is. And once he gets us fearful, that's what causes him to be able to win in our life. Fear and faith are completely the opposite, man. You can't walk in fear and faith at the same time. So there's no way for you to really trust God and have faith in God to turn this whole mess around if you're still fearful. So the devil tries to get us in fear. And once we get into fear, that's when he can really try to attack us and cause us to end up hurting or doing some things that can eventually take us out. And that's all he's trying to do, man, is cause fear, cause chaos, cause frustration in the lives of humans, in the lives of people that's around here in this world today. Is just trying to get us in fear. But as I mentioned that, when Jesus died, he died to break the power of death and the devil. And in doing so, he left death with no bite, and he left Satan losing all his teeth. Jesus took death upon himself so that all of humanity could live forever with him. This is all qualified upon whether or not they choose to put their faith in Jesus or not. So the mere fact that Jesus did it, so whether you believe it or not, it's up to you. But Jesus did it. He went through everything so that we didn't have to. He went down there and took the devil's teeth away from him, where he still tries to bite, but his bite is ineffective because he has no teeth. But it's up to us if we're going to believe that or not. It's up to us if we're going to receive that or not. And that's where this battle is. Where we are today is whether we're going to believe that Jesus Christ is going to get us through this. We're going to believe that the power that Jesus Christ gained when he defeated heaven, when he defeated the grave, when he defeated hell, when he defeated Satan, and he rose with all power in his hand. It's up to us if we're going to believe that he rose with the victory over this coronavirus as well, this COVID-19. Are we going to believe that, or do we think that Jesus just died and rose with some power in his hand? And I trust that I've done a good enough job in in the first semester, these first 3 quarters of our Bible class, for you to know that Jesus Christ loves us, and Jesus Christ has risen with all power in his hand, not just some power, but he's big enough to take care of and eradicate anything that tries to come against you. Yes, you, Nick, and yes, you, Amelia, and yes, you, Shania, and yes, you, Javen, and yes, you, Tavion, and Kella, and all of y'all, man, Angel, everybody. He has died and given us the victory to overcome everything that we are going through. So I want you guys to really understand that, man. Share that with your family. If your family wants to watch this video, if they're in fear, let them watch this too. Don't just watch it and think that you're just listening to this for some kind of assignment or some kind of grade, man. But just let that sink in, that Jesus died, and in doing so, he has taken away the bite of death, and he has taken away the teeth of the enemy. So he can bite, or he can try to attack you all he wants. But as long as you don't give in to whatever threats he's trying to make, you're going to have the victory, man. What good is a dog, is a guard dog, is somebody that's talking a lot of junk, but they can't really back it up. And that's what the devil is. He can't back it up because he has nothing to clamp down on, because there's nothing can compare to the power that Jesus Christ has, that he's already given to us. So just wanted to share that with you. So your assignment on today is, so yesterday we talked about what are our fears and what's some things that is hindering us from really or on our minds and things of that sort. But now hearing this particular lesson, what can you do to overcome that? So we talked about what our fears were, but knowing that Jesus Christ has died and has given us this power, and that everything that the enemy does is fear-based, what can you do now to challenge that fear and turn it into faith? So what can you do to challenge that fear and turn it into faith. And then just write some bullet points on what you can do. If it's a lot, you can write it in paragraph format and really think, man. Don't just jot stuff down for a grade, man. But this is real life that we're going through right now. So as you notice, it's not me doing a lot of, going back and trying to talk through, different worldviews and stuff that we talked about pretty much the first half of this class this year. But really trying to get into now, man, what are we going to do about this, man? Like what is really God trying to say? So it's real life stuff, man, that we're talking about right now. So really dig deep and let's talk, man. And let's go ahead and get this thing right so that we can come on the other side of this knowing that Jesus Christ loves us. Jesus Christ is more powerful than this thing. And we are indeed gonna get through this and be better for it on the other side. Remember, Jesus went through all of this stuff. And then on the other side of it, he had the victory. He was better. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to get through this. And on the other side of this, we're going to be better. All right. Love you guys. Look forward to chopping it up with you real soon. So this is the second video, and I'll be back on Friday with the third one for this particular lesson that we're talking about this week. All right. Love you guys. God bless. Peace.